Hello, welcome to Painting with Jasmine Rempel Art. I'm Jasmine and today I'm going to make a watercolor butterfly art card. I'm hoping it'll turn out something like one of these. Here I have one wrapped up with its envelope, and it is a purple butterfly with some silver metallic markings. Here's a green one with some gold metallic markings, and another, and my last one. Right, so to make one of these, there are some steps to go through, and what I have here is the outline of a butterfly. It is a sketch I did some time ago, and I use it over and over on my art cards by using transfer paper. So I'm going to do that step first. I have a watercolor card here. It is a 5x7 Strathmore cold press, 140 pounds, and I just have it taped down onto a little board. So this is a piece of transfer paper, and I'm going to pop it down on top of the watercolor card, and then I'm going to put my sketch on top of this. And I'm just lining it up to make sure I have it, the butterfly, about right, about where I want it to go on this card. That looks good. All right, so here's a stylus. Just double checking one more time before I get started. All right, here's a stylus, and I will just use the tip of the stylus to go around the entirety of the card, and I'll just start up in one point and begin to push and trace along the line. I'll just check to make sure. Yep, it's going on. It's going on quite strong. I probably could lighten my push. I'll put this in time lapse while I do it, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Okay, so the butterfly has transferred nicely. I had to lift the tape off the top because my print went higher than I expected, so I needed to take the line up into where the tape was. All right, now it's time to start painting. So I have here a wide variety of round brushes. This is everywhere from 0 up to 12. These are the silver black velvet touch brushes. I really like them, and I have a liner brush here as well. So I'll be pulling from these as I go along. I also have some water and some paper towel, and my paint I have here in a palette ready to go. This is Windsor Newton paints, and they are professional level. So to start this butterfly, what I'm going to do is just to apply a wet on wet background into the forewings and into the hind wings. I'm going to aim for colors that are here because this butterfly somebody has purchased, and so I want to do another one. I really like it. Okay, so I'm reaching now for my number 10 round, and I'm dipping it in water, and I'm simply going to begin to fill this wing with water. Something that I could have done was lighten my transfer sketch by rubbing an eraser over top, but I wanted it nice and dark so you can see, and I will be applying quite dark color eventually on top of this, so the lines will end up, we won't see them by the time this project is done. So I'm going to reach into, it's hard to remember what color I had in there. It looks like I've got French Ultramarine, so I'm reaching into my French Ultramarine, and I think that that's a permanent rose as well. So those are the two colors that I'll start with. French Ultramarine, there's a little puddle there, and permanent rose. It's a beautiful pink that I use very often. Okay, so I'm going to start with that blue in the on this side of the wing, the side closest to the body, and I'm just going to encourage it to bleed out. And then I'm going to get that nice pink, and I'm going to take it to this edge of the wing, this side of the wing, and I'm wanting it to go inwards to meet up with that blue and create a nice purple. Just simply putting in the color now, working around my edges. All right, so now I'm going to just lift my board a bit, encourage them to run into one another. And then get my brush in to move that process along. Now I've got a purple in the center, nice pink edges, and a blue on the inside. That's great. I see a little bit has come out here, so I'm just going to wet it. And then I'm going to get tissue and dab it to lift it up. There we go. All right, what I did on this side, I'll repeat on this side. And then I'm going to do the same thing with all of the wings. I'll do that on time lapse. All right, I have the two upper wings done, and now I'm going to do one of the bottom ones. I thought I would put it into real time because when I was on time lapse, I applied the paint a little differently, and I wanted you to have an opportunity to see a different way that I apply the paint. So I'm just filling in my drawing with water for the wet on wet technique, where the colors will blend together very beautifully. Okay, it's nice and wet. I can see a sheen, and that's how I know it's wet enough. There's no puddles, but there is a sheen when I turn it towards the light in a particular manner. Okay, so heading into my French Ultramarine again, what I did was I decided to paint it at an angle. My board is lifted up, and this way the paint runs it runs while I'm painting. It's drying quite quickly, so that's the thing with watercolors. With wet and wet, you have to work quite quickly. Okay, now I'm heading into my permanent rose, and I'm just going to flip my board and again apply it in. That's very dark. I have quite a lot of paint on my brush this time. That's okay. That's all right. Bring it up to here. Cleaning off my brush, and I'm just going to lift a little bit of that. Use it on this application of paint, and I'm just going to bring it down and encourage it to blend in with that blue. There we go. Bringing those two colors together to create that lovely purple. Just playing now, letting it blend. Reach for a little more blue. Touch it in. Okay, great. There'll be some nice variations within this wing. The bottom hind wings are going to be a lot more, a lot stronger in color than the top ones. Okay, let's do the same for this side. All right, so there we go. I have applied my color, and it's time to mix up a dark color to put on next. I'm just thinking about how I did my dark when I created this. I feel that I mixed together my original colors, first of all. So here is my pink, here is my blue, and that's creating a nice deep purple. And now I want to go into the Payne's Gray, and I'm adding in Payne's Gray, and I've basically got a nice deep color. So mix up more of this because I'll need quite a lot of it. There's lots and lots and lots of Payne's Gray now. Very wet mixture. And I'm going back into my ultramarine blue, adding that in, and then back into my permanent rose. Let's pop that in. Good. And what I have is ultimately quite a dark, dark, dark purple. I want more blue in there. Super. Okay, with this very dark value, what I'm going to do, I have a number 6 brush. I might end up needing a smaller one, but I'll start with this, and I'm going to work my way around the shapes that are outlined. So here I go. And ultimately, I want to be saving these shapes. So as I'm going, I'm being very mindful to work around them. I can hear my husband coming up the stairs. You probably can too. I think he's about to do the dishes. Okay, getting there. It's fiddly work, but it's peaceful and enjoyable. This side I'm doing wet on dry. I didn't wet my paper first. have a lot more control over where the paint goes this way. Okay. Now I also want to get some lines, some line work. So I'm reaching for my number 2 round. And I'm just going to follow my lines that I had previously made. It's fiddly work, so I'm really concentrating, not saying too much. I'll just do this one in real time, and then I will time lapse the other ones, because this is exactly what you would do on each wing. All right, there we go. First wing completed. Oops, oh, there we go. Great. Okay, I am going to put this on time lapse and finish this off. Actually, as I think about it, I am not going to put this on time lapse. I'm just going to finish it and then come back to you and we'll do the gold. Here I am again. I decided to finish the last wing off in real time. This time I'm going to start with the lines as opposed to finishing with them. Got my number 2 brush. And I realized on the other back wing that I accidentally forgot to save. Oh, I'll show you when I get a little closer to it. I accidentally forgot to save a shape. I didn't draw it when I transferred the image. And so there's going to be something that's unplanned. And this is where it is right here. There's actually a line here, and there wasn't on this side. So, of course, I want it to be symmetrical. So I'm going to have to actually just paint this whole portion in. So I'll get my larger brush to do this. Uh-oh, I'm going to run out of my dark mix. I hope I can get this finished without running out, but I doubt it. It looks like I might have to mix some more up. Okay, that's all right. That's all part of the process, isn't it? Okay, let's do that now. Payne's Gray. Ultramarine. And Permanent Rose. Now it probably won't be an exact color, an exact hue as I had before. Let's have a little look at it. I think it has more Payne's Gray in it, but that's okay. Overall, it will be a dark value and it will be close enough. I have probably painted about, maybe 20 of these cards in different colors. Sometimes I put salt down when I do my first wash so that I have this lovely sparkly effect. And I've played with many, oh shoot, okay. Enough talking, time to clean up. Just gonna apply water and lift that up while it's nice and wet. It can be lifted up quite easily. Okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, once I sketch an image, and because I do a lot of art cards, and I sell them at a local art shop, art/coffee shop. I don't want to spend as much time sketching, so I do one sketch and then I transfer it a lot. So that's fun as well, because then you can try the same image with a variety of colors. Okay, that is gorgeous. So now it's time to do the center. Thorax, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen. I'm just going to do that in, I think, my blue with a little bit of this gray. There we go. Cleaned off my brush. I want it nice and light, this hue. Down into the thorax. There we go. Add some little touches. Just to make it a little bit patterny. Just lifting off some there. Okay, let that dry. For my antennae, I draw them on. Here I have a micron ink. It's a number 505. I'll just draw this antennae up here, one up here. Give it a little extra dark mark. And I'm reaching for my itty bitty brush. This is a 0, going into this very dark value. And I'll just add a little tiny eye here. And here. Nice. Now I'm going into my permanent rose, adding some of the blue. Got a nice purple here, and I'm just going to create a little bit of pattern. Just a rough one going down the body. All right, good. So what I like to do is I like to splatter this, and then I like to put some gold metallic paint on it and sign it. So let's do some splattering. My number 6 brush. I'll get straight permanent rose, quite diluted. And some of the blue. And a bit of the purple. All right, good. Now for the gold, here I have some, this is schminky metallic pigment. It's actually bronze, comes out as a gold. So I'll just open this up. And it's this lovely powder. And I actually make a little mix in the lid. So I'm reaching in with my liner brush and picking up some of the powder and getting some liquid, some water, more powder, and I basically just mix and mix until I have kind of a thick yet movable consistency. There's lots of grains and granules of the gold pigment in here, and so I mix it until it's mostly smooth, mixed up. Okay, so if you're using this, just play around with it until you find a consistency that works well for you. Do some practicing. Okay, now what I want to do is I just want to use this to add some wonderful markings, some highlights, going right into the wing. It shows up really well on the dark value. And it just adds this beautiful touch to the butterfly. While I'm working, I'm adding a little bit more of the metallic powder as needed, mixing it into my solution. If it's too pasty, I'll get more water. People love a little bit of gold. I love a little bit of gold. Very rich down here because the values are even darker than up top. I'm not doing the edges complete. I'm leaving some edges painted and some not. How pretty. I'll finish this up on time lapse. Okay, I have the gold that I want. I'm just going to put little flecks where my splatters are. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm ready to sign this. Just using some of the paint mix that I have here. JR, Jasmine Rimple. And now comes the fun. Peeling it off and having a little closer look. Peeling off the tape, that is. This would make a really nice birthday card for someone, graduation card. You've grown so much. I've loved seeing your transformation and growth. May you fly high. Something like that. There we have a blank card ready for someone. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. I would love to hear from you. You can kindly leave a message on this YouTube tutorial. I'd love it if you'd leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Happy creating. Bye for now.